You know, it's funny. We started a series where we're looking at old B-roll, where we're pulling, you know, because we're, you know, being owned by the same company that owns GameSpot. Like there's the GameSpot tape library goes back to 2000, 2001. You know, the site started in '96, but you know, no one had tapes then. Yeah. And we found some PS2 Munches B-roll like that, and all that early tech stuff. And I had to sit there and go like, wait a minute, this isn't at all. This totally never came. Right, of course, because this was the game that eventually became the other thing.
I never told that story publicly, how that footage got there. But if we want to take a minute and share,
please. Yeah. I would love to hear.
So there was, without naming names, there was publishers acquiring publishers, and you wound up with partners you didn't have any say in, and all of a sudden they're your partner, and then all of a sudden you find out they're cutting all their budgets, but they're a public company. So you're like, so we just got a partner we don't want, and they're cutting every budget that they say is above this much, and that's only about $7 million below ours. You know? So we're pretty much on the choppy block. It didn't take a genius to figure it out. So I said, wow, well, how do we prevent that? And I was like, well, wait a minute, let's take all the assets. And at the time, you got to remember, PS2, Sony, if you had a dev kit, you had an agreement that said you couldn't release any footage on a PS2. So you couldn't even tell the public what you were doing. And I was like, but I came from aerospace, where we used to do visualization on Star Wars projects, stuff like that. And I was like, we can visualize the footage, and then we can poison pill the budget cut. So we produced all this footage. We said, this is visualization of the PS2 game, but no one else was able to release PS2 footage. So everyone's like, look at all this PS footage. And I saw Dave Perry do it before with EarthWorm Jim, and then, you know, the new systems coming out. I was like, wow, he totally rode that. So I'm like taking surfing lessons. And I'm like, okay, this is how we're gonna. So we produced this whole CD of QuickTimes that was basically all the assets that we were building for it, but we pre-rendered it all in 3D Studio Max, and we called it visualizations of the PS2. The next thing, like, Phil Harris is going, what are they doing? You're not allowed to show this footage. What footage? This isn't off of PS2. It's a visualization. It says it clearly like that. What is that? And everyone starts freaking out. But the public company, I mean, I'm talking, we got Newsweek, we got everywhere with that footage, right?
Yeah.
And then, now cut our budget and see what it does to your public stockpile. That's where that footage came from.
Nice.
And that's the story I'm admitting it today.
and I remember at the time that was like I mean, you know, obviously not real, but you know, that was kind of, we got a hold of that and was like, this is like the first PlayStation 2 footage. Like outside of like some duck demo, you know.
No one was allowed to show it, right? So it was really kind of slimy what we did, but we did it. It survived.
Hey, at some point you got to do what it takes,
honest.
right?
It was honest. But you know, we didn't get our budget cut, and we were hearing across the countries of the different developers that were showing up with padlocks on the studio door.
Oh yeah.
So you know, there was a lot of those are just unwritten stories, but we've heard them all. You know.
Yeah, that's you were saying.
So that's where that footage came from.
Nice. That
why it
is
looks
super fascinating.
That's why it looks nothing like the game.
Yeah. That's and you.